Before the video starts, I first want to talk about our sponsor today, and you're probably asking the question, hey Poncho, what the frick's the deal? You have like 6 subscribers, how do you already have a sponsorship? And I'd roleplay back with you and say, well, they're not paying me in money, they're paying me in subs. And you'd be like, how are you getting the subs? Then I tell you that you, the viewer, you're sponsoring me today. And then you would say, oh wow, I can support my new favorite YouTuber by just pressing that subscribe button and liking the video? Wow, I can feel better about myself for not donating to those poor starving children in India. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and watching my video that took forever to make. Ad over. A couple days ago when I was watching the 1971 film Duel on a obviously pirated YouTube video, I decided to look at the channel itself and see if that guy was still uploading more pirated content. And as like every good proper participator in capitalism should, he was uploading on the daily. But this got me thinking about channels that had died for no particular reason. Then I thought, no, there's no channel that dies for no particular reason. There's a bunch of reasons why a channel would die. So I decided to use my PhD in YouTube content consumption for good and look into other channels that died. What was the reasoning? Why'd they disappear? Was it family related? Did they just get bored? Did the Twitter mob outside their front door finally burn down their house? And after a while, of course, I found multitudes of reasons. Some drama related, others just disappearing for odd reasons. But the most interesting one that I found, one that had happened to a lot of YouTube channels, is where their content had stopped to change. And at first it doesn't look too bad. All channels will stick on a certain content well for a certain time to sustain their audience's attention. And if they don't, and make a mistake, and just jump from niche to niche, audiences won't stick around. Because how an audience works is if they see one thing that they like, they might be interested and might stay. But the next day, you change to something new, the thing that they like is gone, they will leave because it's no longer entertaining. Now I'm going to talk about the first phase of the cease of change in a YouTube channel. If the channel doesn't make that mistake that I was just talking about and sticks in the same content well, it should gain a bit of viewers, maybe even gain a bit of creepy stands. If it's really lucky, it might develop its own niche. Niche channels tend to grow faster. Phase 2, on the other hand, is where the channel starts to grow quite large. Large fan bases. These are most YouTube channels right when they start to get quite successful and more popular in the community. Phase 3, on the other hand, is where things start to get dicey and things stop changing. All the content will be quite similar and won't change for possible years. For example, a channel that exhibited these symptoms and eventually died was Stampy. Just like most early Minecraft YouTubers, Stampy greatly profited from the first Minecraft wave of popularity, gathering millions of followers. But long story short, he became comfortable with what he had and never really changed much up in his content, which resulted in him losing quite a large percentage of his viewership, considering how many subscribers he has. Others include Leafy. He disappeared for 4 years. I'm pretty sure H3H3, at least at one point he said that he's gotten tired of being so stuck to the same kind of content on his channel, so he's focused more on his podcast.
One reason. The other reason, which I've said many times, is that I just lost interest in making the same old video.
Also Jake Paul. I mean, he's Jake Paul, but same kind of thing as H3H3. It was quite obvious that he was becoming tired of what he was doing constantly. And I guess he focuses on music now? And also Skydo's Minecraft in more similarity to Stampy. With the first Minecraft wave, he wanted to branch out, but his fanbase wouldn't allow him to do so, due to his type of content keeping him there to have actual popularity. These are all channels that could not overcome Phase 3, and with a few exceptions, causing most of them to slide into irrelevancy. Now, after observing the Phase 3 fatalities, I think it's now time to dig deeper into the reason on why there are still channels that seem to stick on the same content for years and still manage to sustain a large audience. And also, so many channels that just seem to not even experience Phase 3. The reason for this, I think I've deciphered to be that there are not only channels that have immunity to Phase 3, but also channels that genetically develop a cure for themselves. On immunity, these channels that are immune are often channels that either do not rely on a certain niche of content to entertain their audience, but in opposite to more traditional channels, where the niche hauls the personality, they more rely on the personality of the YouTuber to haul the niche. You'll see this in channels like Critical, Video Game Donkey, or Michael Reeves, where even if the content is boring, you can still watch the YouTuber because seemingly just their personality is entertaining enough for the whole video. And now before I talk about the channels that have developed a cure for themselves, I first want to talk about the cure itself. The cure is the content of a channel experiencing Phase 3, successfully morphing into a new type of content. Aww. Basically, a channel moving from one niche to the other without problem. Kinda like David Dobrik when he sheds his skin at night. Almost all large successful YouTubers have had to do this before, to even survive, due to the channel entering into Phase 3 as soon as the audience gets bored.
Caution, approaching Phase 3 audience is getting bored.
Oh no, R2, what the fuck are we going to do?
Silence, mortal. As a robot I am eternal. I will enjoy watching your soul suffer in the depths of hell as I drink the blood of your children.
So I'm guessing you saw that I watched an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians season 19 without you.
Bitch, what do you think?
Now that you know what the cure is, let's put our lab coats and latex gloves on and see the cure working its effect on PewDiePie's channel over the past couple of years. I mean, there's so many examples of PewDiePie kind of remodeling his content. So it's kind of like right in here you can see that back in the day these videos were not getting many views, or at least that's what I remember. It was in this kind of like edgy state. It was almost like commentary, but it wasn't commentary. It was kind of just talking. Then right about up here, I mean, all these videos are really good, but they were just not, like, PewDiePie was just kind of falling off, and I think he kind of learned that he needed to do something new, or he was tired of the content that he's making, kind of like H2H3. Yeah, it's when he started to make the you laugh you lose videos, meme review. That's just a little example of the cure in effect. Bit of a tangent alert. One channel that I specifically wanted to bring up is a channel that seems to almost achieve god level status, a diamond in the rough, the main character of the anime that is life. I'm talking about Killer Keemstar, of course. Somehow, Drama Alert is a channel that is not only immune, but it also has a constant IV of the cure going in at all times. Drama Alert seems to be immune because Keemstar alone is a personality in and of himself. I don't think I even need to elaborate on that. The flow of the cure going into him at all times is because his niche of content is drama, and there's a constant flow of drama at all times, and it's always different. So he never really has to revise his content at all. The only revisions that he has to make are opinions. Just wrapping things up, I hope you're happy with my gift that is this video to you this Christmas. Maybe you're a little bit wiser, maybe you're a little bit dumber. I don't really care. I would just like to thank all of those losers that had enough time to watch till the end of the video. It really does mean a lot. This has been your daily dose of internet, and I hope you have a dreadful day. Later, skater.